KitGuru is with Silverstone at Computex 2024, and I'm standing next to a large case, specifically the Alta T1. And the reason it's a large case is its workstation. It supports SSI EEB form factor and also loads of drives. And this is significant. Silverstone is getting big into workstation support because of, yes, you guessed it, AI. Now this is an interesting case to me because it looks similar to the TJ07 with the curved unibody that we're familiar with. However, it's got larger because the innards are very large indeed, as you can see. And this is the kind of hardware you require for a workstation that's going to do AI stuff. Funny thing is, I think it's all unlocked. It has a removable motherboard tray. I'm not going to do any further in case it goes crashing out, and that would be embarrassing. But that's novel. So that is a workstation. So that is a workstation case that appeals to me. And here we have the wittily named CS383. The point here being is power supply 2050 watts. I think we saw that last year. 2 hulking great graphics cards, and you can see AIO liquid cooling going to the CPU. All very industrial and pretty much what you'd expect to see in a high-end workstation. But the thing is, this is by some standards a little bit down market, because a 2050 watt power supply these days is nothing particularly special, and I can prove it. Silverstone has pushed their Hella Platinum power supplies up to 2500 watts, the 2500R, and they're talking about using 2 of these power supplies, not for redundancy, but for extra power supply to your graphics and your storage, and of course your CPU. Hence a total of 5000 watts, which just seems absolutely nuts. Moving along the line, we have a Zeus, which means titanium 1650, a Hella 1650 Platinum, and then we have some tiddly power supplies. Extreme means SFX or SFXL. Again, we're back to a Hella. Now this, we're talking about a PC power supply, a mere 850 watts, and next to that, a 750. On the other side of the table, Attis is their bronze power supply range, and this is the first time that we've seen white power supplies, specifically a 650R, and then next to it in black a 750 bronze. Basically a range of power supplies up to about 1000 watts, bronze rated, i.e. cheap, and you will notice fixed cables, mainly aimed at system integrators. And you get a feel for what Silverstone's up to with these very industrial looking server cases, mainly rack mounted, absolutely huge boxes that are intended to contain loads of hardware, these days inevitably intended for AI use. We return to PC hardware with the Seta A2, which is an update of the Seta A1. I reviewed the A1 and I liked it. It now has mesh rather than the solid front. I can feel those fans drawing air through, and it supports multiple radiators. You can install a 420 in the front, a 420 in the roof, and a 420 in the right-hand side, should you wish. So plenty of space inside. Somewhat disappointingly, Silverstone's merely gone for their own AIO, which isn't really taking full advantage of the potential. And you can see how that large GeForce RTX graphics card actually looks quite small inside this case. No doubt we'll get this on review in the fullness of time. The thing is, going back to what I was saying earlier, this Seta A2 also supports an SSI EEB motherboard, and that means it's a workstation as well as a gaming case. And if you choose, you can put this tower of storage drive bays in the case. Quite how many drives we gamers need? Well, that's not the point. It doubles up. It's both workstation and gaming PC. And I've just noticed, tucked around the back, something they didn't tell us about, an alternate front panel in blue, as well as the more usual white and black. But I do quite like that rather matte gold finish. The Seta H2 is similar to the Seta A2, so it's SSI EEB, both gaming and workstation, but here you can see a load of drive bays installed and also drive bays on the power supply housing. You can also see there's mesh throughout, mesh in the roof, mesh in the front. Airflow is what this is all about. And the thing is when I stand next to these cases, I get a feel for just how large they are. They are big cases, because as we move down the line we get to what they term smaller cases. So the Farah 514X is 80X, it's got a bit of RGB going on, also got some mesh, so it looks like a smaller version of the Seta H2. This Seta H2M, humorously, is a micro ATX case. Most manufacturers would class this as a regular tower ATX. As you can see, it's actually quite large, and then the Farah 515XR, by their standards, is both tiddly and also cheap. We have a selection of AIO liquid coolers just showing the basics, so Nova Peak 240 and 360 ARGB, and below those Peak 240 and 360, obviously without RGB. These are mainly aimed at system integrators and are mild updates over the previous models. And then to the right we have a handful of fans. They're showcasing here non-standard fans, so 91-2140 but thin, which means, checks the number, 92mm in thickness rather than the usual 25, and also large. This is 38mm thickness, as is its neighbour 120, and this 140 also 38. Clearly these for server use. They do of course sell mainstream fans, but what's the point of showing mainstream fans at Computex? Everyone's got mainstream fans. And we're going to sign off next to a pair of Workstation motherboards along with their liquid coolers. On the left we have Intel XE360 socket 467. On the right, XE360 socket TR5 for AMD. Silverstone loves everybody. They don't favour either AMD or Intel. They want both as their customers. So we're signing off. That's been KitGuru at Silverstone Computex 2024. Remember, like, subscribe, send us that love, leave comments below. It's kitguru.net on the web, and we're also on TikTok.